On this week's show, we catch up with Nakawic-based boxer Brandon Brewer. Well, first of all, congratulations again, Brandon. A tremendous event, the second of its nature at the Aiken Center. It's a while.
Thank you very much.
Well, it's a while back now.
Yeah.
But a tremendous opportunity for the people of New Brunswick to see top-notch boxing.
It was, everyone seems to be getting a little bit better, and this one was by far the best. And it was, exciting to see it all kind of come to play, and it's exciting to see the reaction from people. Come Sunday morning, and everybody was just blown away, and everybody had a good time, and it was good. It was good.
Let's rewind. Let's go way back now. Who got you first involved in boxing, and how did that all come about?
It wasn't so much that anybody really got me involved in the sport. It was, personally, I was going through some things in my life, not so much, just had misdirection. Didn't know what I wanted, didn't know what I wanted to do, who I wanted to, become and whatnot. And it was kind of a self-choice, that I miss being an athlete. I was a star athlete all through school, and then kind of did the university thing, and made some bad choices, and but learned,
right.
And I miss being an athlete, and one thing that I was really good at, and I wasn't a bully by any means. I didn't get any fights growing up, but when I went to university, started living on my own, you started drinking a little bit and doing things you shouldn't be doing, hanging out where you shouldn't be, and I kind of started fighting a little bit. And then I heard a quote one time, and it said, "If you're really good at something, you should be paid for it." And I was good at fighting, but fighting was always bad. Finally, I saw this Ultimate Fighter show, and these guys were athletes, but they were doing it through fighting.
Right.
So it was, it was almost a way that I could feed my passion of being an athlete with the thing that I kind of love to do. I enjoy that, man versus man, and I enjoy that. It's a big rush to me. So, it was kind of two birds with one stone kind of thing.
A lot of people say that you might have come in a little late. What do you say to those people? Timing is everything, really. You can say that I came in a little bit late, and I did compared to everybody else. Right.
I did. But one thing people need to realize is that when I started boxing, I was a grown man, and I knew what I wanted. I had experience, like you get a lot of these boxers who, they grow up as boxers, and then they hit 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and they experience girls. They experience partying, they experience drugs and alcohol, and all these things that are basically, dream killers is what we'll
Right.
call them. I had experienced all that. So I was already ahead of the game, I felt. And, I experienced life, and if I would have started when I was younger, I probably wouldn't be as mentally prepared, for it as I was. So I found that when I first started, yes, I started a little bit late, but I was an experienced, I experienced life, and I was mentally much tougher than a lot of these guys, and because I started late, I had to work for everything. Nothing was handed to me. So I kept that hunger, and I've kept that hunger right, up until now. It just keeps growing and growing. So I find the positive in it. I had already dealt with the things that could distract me previous to even starting. So I was already ahead of the game, I felt.
Who's been a key role model for you, a mentor that kind of has taken you to the next level?
My coach, Aubrey McLeod, he's, I call him a fight genius. He's just taught me so much about, yes, the fight game inside the ring for sure. But not only that, he's just taught me how to represent myself and how to be yourself and how to give back and, you know, the things that are outside the ring. But he's taught me about the philosophy of fighting, you know, the physical traits for sure, but the mental, you know, the mental game and the psychological game that you have to be at or be on, I guess, when fight time comes. So he's taught me so much about just boxing and just life in general. So,
how do you prepare mentally, Brandon, for that experience? And the biggest thing with boxing is you set the fight months in advance.
yeah.
How much thought goes into that, and how do you stay mentally sharp for 4 months leading up to an event?
I mean, it's what I do now. It's everything. I eat, breathe, sleep it, and you know, I'm always in the gym. You get kind of mentally prepared by the sacrifices that you make and the work that you put in. You're going to be nervous if you know deep down you didn't put the work in. But the harder you train, the more work you put into it, the more confident you become, the more you believe in yourself. And then if that's what you know, the only thing I know is 150%. So I'm confident all the time because I always believe that I'm doing the right things, you know, as far as training, as far as rest, as far as nutrition, as far as the little things like stretching properly. I do everything that I believe I'm supposed to do, and you just kind of, I don't know, it consumes you, and I don't think about, you know, because like you said, you set the fight or the opponent a couple months in advance.
Right.
I don't really think about my opponent at all. When I'm in the gym, I try to beat the guy who I was in the gym yesterday. You know, you're fighting against yourself. Opponents fall out, they change, they whatever, you know, and so I'm not really focused on the opponent up until about maybe 3 weeks before the fight. I'll watch a tiny bit of video, but not a whole lot. I just watch to see how they move as an individual, as an athlete.
Right.
And then have a very gray game plan in my head. Nothing's black and white. I'm not a big believer of game plans.
Do you feel lonely in the ring sometimes?
I feel lonely in training sometimes, for sure. You know, you miss your friends and you miss your family, you know, if you're doing it right. Because, I mean, as bad as it sounds, like you need to distance yourself sometimes, and at least I do. And training becomes kind of lonely sometimes, but I got a dog, so we're all right. You know.
How hard is that balance, Brandon? The balancing act between, you know, getting prepared and living life and friends and social life and all that.
It's extremely hard, for sure. I'm still not even that good at it. I try to be, you know, I picked up golf, so I get to see my friends a little bit. Some of my good friends have actually started trying boxing, which makes it nice to see them in the gym. Family's hard. I wish I could see my family a little bit more, but you know, they're obviously working during the days, and then come nighttime, I'm usually training. But you know, they understand what it is, and you know, we keep in contact over the phone as much as we can, and I see them once in a while. But it's not easy. I try to. At first, when I first started, I missed all the social family events.
Right.
But now I've really tried to, because that's important. You need to make sure that you stay in contact with your family and the people who support you. So,
a lot of boxers talk about fear after their career is over. They go back and they reflect on, you know, the fear that they felt and how that prepared them in the ring.
yeah.
Is that an aspect to
No,
to the game?
absolutely, absolutely. I'm terrified to lose. Like people think, aren't you afraid to get hit or doesn't it hurt? There's none of that. There's no pain. There's no oh, I hope I don't get hit. Like no, the only thing that I care about is I don't want to. I'm not losing. It's about the win. That's it. That's
Right.
what it's about. So I'm terrified to lose. That's why I'm not gonna. You know.
So it's a motivator.
100%. Yeah. For me, I hate losing. I hate losing more than I love winning. And I think that that's why I've put myself at the position that that I'm in. I carry that over into training. I understand that if I don't want to lose, then I better work my ass off. So
Getting prepared outside of the ring from a promotional standpoint, how do you separate those worlds, Brandon? Because from a promotion standpoint, you've put on some amazing events.
I'm not I'm not very good at it. I have a tremendous team. And each show grows a little bit because I learned that I need to delegate a little bit more. And if I didn't have the team that I have, we wouldn't be able to put on the shows that we do. But it is taxing mentally and physically for sure, because you're not getting the rest that maybe you should be getting. I'm getting better at it. I am getting better at it. Once you get in the ring, though, instincts take over. They do. I'm not thinking about, if the tables are set up properly or if this is done or that's done. I'm not thinking about that as soon as I get in the ring. Everything goes away. But at the same time, too, I do need to learn to delegate a little bit more and give a little bit more to my team because they're willing and they're all responsible. I have a great team. I just need to learn to let go a little bit better.
Well, don't go away. We're going to be right back with Brandon Brewer right after this break. Well, we're just before the break, Brandon, we were talking about promotion. Let's talk about promotion, but self-promotion. And where did the Plaid Army come from?
The Plaid Army kind of comes from my roots, I guess. My nickname being Aljack because I'm from Nackwick, home of the world's largest axe. Come from a family of lumberjacks. And, growing up, small town, everybody's wearing plaid. We're all just a bunch of little rednecks. And as my pro career continued, I understood that I had to sell a lot of tickets in order to get paid anything, really. And so I noticed in the crowd, my fans were wearing plaid anyways. And so we just kind of said I need to make people feel like they're part of something. I needed to make them really want to join in on something. And they were already wearing plaid. And what better form of brotherhood than an army? So I just labeled it the Plaid Army, and we told everybody to wear plaid. And from then on, it just kind of spiraled into everybody wears plaid when they come to my fights. And because of that, I've seen that I do have a big fan base, and we've kind of used it in our power to have fundraisers for breakfast programs or, somebody local in the community who needs some help or something. So I have a very loyal fan base. So they're always willing to help me. If I can organize something, then they will support it. So it's quite something.
You talk about giving back. How important is that for you to give back?
Oh, it's something that I want to do because, like I've felt like in my life I've been in spots where I needed help as well. And I don't come from, I come from a very blue collar family, so I understand how hard it is sometimes to make money, you know, or to get support or whatnot. And so it feels good to be able to help people in need. And it just kind of gets magnified because of the, the fan base that I have. I kind of owe it to them to give back. You know, they support me so much that I need to support them somehow.
We talked about being lonely in the ring, lonely in training. You can't be lonely when there's the Aiken Center's packed and they're pulling for you.
Yeah, it's.
Do you feel that? Do you feel that energy, or
For
are
sure.
you so focused on the
No.
process?
No, I'm pretty aware of what's going on. When I walk out into that, we'll call it chaos. It's because it is chaotic. My mindset is I have to become the calmest person in the building. You know, so I'm walking through this, and people will think that I'm jacked up. I'm not jacked up at all. I'm just heart rate's probably 56, 60, just walking through, looking at all these crazy people going nuts, and you hear them for sure. You're in the ring, you hear them. It's quite a feeling. You know, you try not to act on that energy that they're throwing at you because, you know, it could be. You just want to stick to what you want to do. You know, you hear your friend go, do this and do that, and it gets a little chaotic sometimes, but it's kind of funny. I don't really let it get to me. I just chuckle to myself and continue on my way. But
What's next? What does the future hold and the present hold for Brandon Brewer right now?
What we have next is my promotion company is taking on MMA events now. So we're doing a big MMA event July 29th at the Grand Harvey in Fredericton. I'm trying to organize another event for the Plaid Army, some sort of a fundraiser. I won't really release any details because I'm not sure exactly what's going on. And get some fights. We need some big fights. You know, I'm not one to call anybody out, but I feel like I'm ready for the top guys in the world. I really do believe that, and so unfortunately it's not that easy to say, hey, I want to fight you, let's fight, and it just happened.
Right.
There's a lot of logistics that have to happen, but we're in the middle of a lot of those, and 2017, 2018 will be big years for myself as an athlete, so I can't wait.
Do you want to bring that high-profile event to New Brunswick, or do you want to go elsewhere in the boxing world, the center of the universe in the boxing world, and take it stateside? Where do you want to apply your...
You know what I want to do? And this is the way I see it panning out now. If it pans out this way, then remember I said it. I want to go to the States, and I want to get on TV, and I want to shock the boxing world. I'll probably end up taking a fight that people think that is going to be tough for me, and I'm going to make it look easy. I'm going to shine and show the boxing world that there's a new stud in town, and then grab that attention and bring it back to New Brunswick, and then showcase North America or whoever, if it may be, to not only myself and my hometown, but the support that I have from my hometown. So that's the way I see it.
How do you stay in the moment, stay in the present, knowing, we already discussed it, late to the game? How do you stay in the present and not push the envelope too quick?
I'm patience is something that you need to learn, just in life, really. It's hard in boxing because of the timeline, but I have, Aubrey McLeod, my coach. He keeps me straight. You know, he's always preached timing. Timing is something. He's like, they will come, and I've just fully believe in his words, and I just stay in the gym and I continue to train. And I feel that I'm finally starting to evolve into the athlete that I saw when I first started boxing. You know, this image of who I could be in my head. I feel like I'm becoming that person, you know, and that's exciting to me. So I know that the time is coming, the opportunity is going to come, and I know that I'm going to be ready because I've stayed patient and I've listened to my coach and I've stayed in the gym, and I feel great physically. I've never felt better, so the timeline thing doesn't really bother me because I take care of myself.
On a national stage, not international, but national stage, where do you rank yourself in Canada right now?
Number one. Number 100%.
Coast to coast?
Coast to coast. People aren't calling my phone for a reason.
Is your phone ringing a lot?
It rings from time to time from guys down in the States and stuff. Just curious, guys want to. The thing is with going down to the States, they all, in order for them to give me an opportunity on TV, they want to sign me to a long-term contract because they're afraid that if they put me on TV and they don't sign me and I'm a free agent, they know I'm going to put on a good show and all the other promoters are going to try to steal me. So the problem is getting on TV without signing my life away, basically. Because I'm entering the prime years of my career, I don't want to sign a contract where I'm going to be
stuck
in the mud during the prime years. So it's, I don't know, it's tough, but it's coming. But I do, you know, and when I say I feel like I'm number one in Canada in my weight division, I believe that I'm definitely top 3, top 5 pound for pound in Canada for sure. Absolutely.
Well, let's talk a little bit about pound for pound. Cutting weight. How difficult is that?
It's difficult if you don't stay in shape. But and I only say that because I see a lot of fighters who don't stay in shape. I stay in shape. Cutting weight for me is easy. But you know, it's all mental. It's all mental, but if you stay dedicated to your training and you stay dedicated to the nutrition, then it's easy. It's not overly hard. It's kind of, you know, boring sometimes, but it is what it is.
Is that part of the preparation that you go through? Obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
But knowing that you're strong,
yeah,
entering an event and prepared, that has to be.
I find like when I cut the weight, of course, you know, you're not eating quite as much, so you get a little cranky. And but I feel like I put a chip on my shoulder once I started doing it. I feel ready. Like I feel ready. You need to have a chip on your shoulder in this game, you know, especially when it comes to being inside the ring. I wouldn't take the chip outside because then you'd kind of be unsportsmanlike or just not a good role model. But I'm allowed to be whoever I want to be in the ring, you know. There's nobody who can change that other than the guy across the ring. So I like to take a chip into the ring.
Let's fast forward. What do you want your legacy to be after boxing? And are you going to coach?
The way I see it, my legacy, I want to be known as one of the best boxers that ever come out of Canada. I want to change boxing in a way that boxers learn to take care of themselves. Not only boxers, just athletes in general learn to take care of themselves a little bit better. If you want to be a high-level athlete, then that's not just the stuff in the gym. That's not the stuff on social media. You know, you have to do the things that are right when nobody's watching, and represent yourself like a professional.
You've been a true inspiration in the boxing world to a lot of people. We wish you the utmost success
Thank you very
moving
much.
forward. Thanks so much for coming in today.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.